My child, do not scroll away. Do not swipe past this video. I see you lying there in the dark. I see the cold glow of the screen reflecting in your tired eyes. You are scrolling endlessly to drown out the loud noise in your head. You are desperately looking for a distraction. Any distraction from the heavy ache sitting right in the center of your chest. But this moment right now is not an accident. I orchestrated this exact second in time. I guided your thumb to stop right here because I cannot let you go to sleep tonight believing the lies of the enemy. Listen to my voice before you close your eyes tonight. Do not skip this. Do not run away from this quiet and sacred space we are creating right now. I know you are exhausted. I know you just want this long day to finally end. You want the racing thoughts to stop spinning. But there is a very real spiritual battle happening in your room right now. The enemy is aggressively trying to plant a heavy lie into your mind tonight. He wants you to surrender to despair before your head hits the pillow. He wants you to wake up tomorrow feeling utterly defeated before your feet even touch the floor. I am here to expose that lie. I am here to step powerfully between you and the creeping darkness. Give me these next few minutes. Give me your undivided attention. Let my voice be the only thing you focus on as the world outside your window goes quiet. Take a deep breath right now. Inhale slowly. Exhale the tension you are holding so tightly in your neck and your shoulders. I am right here with you. You are not alone in this dark room. The silence around you might feel deafening right now, but my presence is infinitely louder than your anxiety. I am looking at you with so much gentle love. I see the invisible weight pulling your body down deep into the mattress. I see the chaotic thoughts spinning so fast that you cannot even process them anymore. You are safe with me. Hear me clearly. You are entirely safe in my hands tonight. I hear the vicious whispers trying to convince you that you are a failure. I hear those quiet, cruel voices echoing against the walls of your mind. They tell you that you are simply not doing enough. They constantly tell you that you are falling far behind everyone else your age. They bring up every single mistake you made today. They remind you of every failure from your distant past. They play a continuous reel of your most embarrassing and painful memories. I see the intense anxiety tightening your chest when you dare to think about tomorrow. I know you are terrified about the bills you cannot pay right now. I know the financial pressure feels like a massive boulder resting on your lungs. You calculate the numbers over and over again in your exhausted head. You try to find a solution where there seems to be none, and every single time, the answer only brings you another wave of crushing panic. I feel the rapid beating of your heart when that panic sets in. The enemy whispers maliciously that you will always be drowning in debt. He whispers that you will never find a way out of this desperate struggle. He tells you that you are a financial burden to the people who care about you. I hear the toxic lies he tells you about your fundamental worth. He says you are unloved. He says the relationships that broke your heart were entirely your fault. He convinces you that you are too broken to ever be chosen by anyone. He tells you that nobody truly understands the depths of your sadness. He tells you that your current suffering is a punishment. He wants you to believe that I am disappointed in you. He wants you to feel overwhelming shame for things you could not control. But shame does not come from me. And in the deep stillness of this night, those terrible lies feel so incredibly real to you. They wrap around your fragile heart like cold iron chains. I see the profound, aching loneliness you feel when the rest of the world goes quietly to sleep. during the day. You put on such a brave and convincing face. You wear a heavy armor of emotional numbness just to survive the hours. You force a smile for other people. You solve complicated problems for your friends and your family. You carry their heavy burdens while silently suffocating under the weight of your own. No one sees how impossibly hard it is for you to simply force yourself out of bed some mornings. No one sees the silent, hot tears you wipe away when you are completely alone in your car or in the shower. No one sees the terrifying panic attacks you hide behind a locked bedroom door. But I see them. I see every single one of those hidden moments. My beloved child, I stand beside you in those moments of sheer terror. I count every single tear that falls silently onto your pillow. I feel every ounce of the crushing weight bearing down on your weary shoulders. You feel so utterly empty right now. You feel like a fragile vessel that has been poured out again and again until there is absolutely nothing left to give. Your precious soul is so desperately tired. It is a heavy tiredness that a simple night of sleep cannot possibly fix. It is a bone-deep exhaustion from fighting invisible spiritual battles every single day of your life. You are so tired of hoping for things to magically get better. You are tired of praying and feeling like your words are just bouncing off an empty sky. You are tired of trying to hold all the sharp, broken pieces of your life together with your own bare hands. The enemy wants you to obsess over those broken pieces. He wants you to stare endlessly at the wreckage and believe that this disaster is your permanent reality. He whispers that your absolute best days are permanently behind you. He whispers that you have completely ruined your chances for any future happiness. He wants to isolate you in this dark room. He wants you to believe that even I have finally given up on you and abandoned you. But that is the greatest and most destructive lie of all. I have never looked away from you, not even for a fraction of a millisecond, when you sit in the dark feeling completely forgotten and worthless. I am sitting right beside you, holding the pieces of your heart. When you feel like you are sinking fast beneath the violent waves of depression and anxiety, my strong hand is already holding you up above the water. I see the immense, heroic effort it takes for you to just keep breathing sometimes. I fully recognize your daily struggle. I deeply honor your unseen pain. I know the exact source of every ache in your beautiful heart. Listen closely to my words right now and let them sink deep into your weary soul. It is okay to be completely tired. You do not have to be strong for me tonight. You do not have to pretend that everything in your world is fine. You can let go of that heavy armor right now. You can let the defensive walls completely crumble down in my presence. I do not judge you for your tears. Your weeping is absolutely not a sign of spiritual weakness. It is simply the natural release of a human heart that has cared too much and carried too much for far too long. I do not condemn you for being frustrated with your life. Your anger about your current situation makes perfect sense to me. It is completely valid, and I understand exactly where it comes from. I do not tell you to just get over it. I do not tell you that other people have it worse, so you should stop complaining. That is not how my love works. I will not rush your healing process. I will not demand that you smile when your heart is actively bleeding. Your pain matters deeply to me. You have endured terrible things that would break most people. You have bravely walked through raging fires that you did not start. And I know you carry the deep scars from brutal battles you did not ever ask to fight. I am not angry with you when you experience doubts. Your desperate questioning does not push me away from you. Your dark moments of having very little faith do not disqualify you from my fierce love. I am not a distant God who demands flawless perfection from you. I am a loving Father who tenderly embraces your messy brokenness. You think your chaotic emotions make you unworthy of my holy presence, but I am irresistibly drawn to the brokenhearted. I sit the absolute closest to those who are crushed in their spirit. You are fully allowed to feel entirely defeated tonight. You are allowed to grieve the beautiful things you have lost along the way. I am creating a completely safe and secure space for you, right here in this exact moment, right now in the middle of your messy, complicated, and painful reality. Do not apologize for your emotional numbness. Do not feel guilty because you cannot find the right religious words to pray right now. Your exhausted silence is a powerful prayer that I understand perfectly. Your frustrated groans reach my heavenly throne just as clearly as a joyful song of praise. I validate every single wound you carry in your body and mind. I see the cruel injustice of what was done to you by others. I see how terribly unfair your recent circumstances have been. You are not crazy for feeling the way you do. You are reacting completely normally to an abnormal amount of stress and profound heartache. But listen to me very carefully before you sleep. This heavy exhaustion is not the final chapter of your story. This dark and lonely room is not your final destination. The enemy desperately wants you to think that this intense pain is permanent, but he is desperately hiding a massive truth from you tonight. There is a very specific reason why your mind is being attacked so fiercely right now. There is a profound reason why the darkness feels so aggressively heavy at this exact moment in your life. The enemy wants you to believe that your current suffering is a permanent life sentence. He tells you that the doors slamming shut in your face are undeniable proof that you are unwanted. I know how much you cried over those abruptly closed doors. I know you begged me to make certain situations work out. You prayed so hard for that specific person to stay in your life. You asked me with a shattered heart to fix that broken relationship. You begged for that specific career opportunity to come through for you. And when it all fell apart, right before your eyes, when the final answer was no, you thought I had completely abandoned you in your darkest hour. You thought I was purposely ignoring your desperate prayers. You felt a deep and bitter sting of rejection that still haunts you tonight. But I need to profoundly change how you see your own story before you sleep. I need you to look at your past through my perfect divine perspective. You thought it was a cruel and heartless rejection, but I am telling you tonight that it was absolute protection. I saw exactly what was waiting for you behind those locked doors. You could only see the beautiful exterior of that tempting situation, but I could clearly see the hidden poison rotting inside. I saw the toxic traits that would have eventually destroyed your fragile peace. I saw the hidden agendas of the people you wanted so desperately to trust. I saw the immense spiritual danger that you were entirely blind to. I did not close those doors to punish you. I slammed those doors shut to save your life. I allowed your heart to be broken temporarily in order to save your mind permanently. I removed those people from your life because they could not handle the massive destiny I have prepared for you. They would have only held you back from your true potential. They would have constantly drained your energy and made you doubt your true worth. It hurts deeply to lose people you love. It hurts terribly to watch your carefully made plans crumble into dust. But you must trust that I am clearing the path for something far better. The enemy points at your empty hands and calls you a miserable failure. I look at your empty hands and I see the perfect open space to place a massive blessing You must fully understand this divine truth before you go to sleep tonight. My delay is never my denial. The painful waiting season you are in right now feels like a terrible punishment. You look around and see everyone else moving forward while you feel trapped in the exact same place. You feel incredibly behind in life. You feel like you have wasted your best years, but you are not running late. You are on a completely different timeline, a perfectly calculated divine timeline. The enemy uses your past mistakes to define who you are right now. He points at your complicated history and tells you that you are ruined forever. He whispers that you have committed too many sins to ever be fully restored. But I take your broken past and I use it as raw material to heavily prepare you for your future. What the enemy intended for your total destruction, I am actively using for your ultimate instruction. Every single tear you have shed is watering the soil of your next magnificent season. Every painful lesson has built a deep resilience inside of you that you do not even realize you have. You are so much stronger than you think you are. You thought you were breaking under the immense pressure, but you were actually being violently reshaped into a weapon of brilliant light. I am forcefully shifting your perspective right now in this quiet room. Do not look at your daily struggles as evidence that you are unloved. Look at them as the intense training ground for the massive assignment I have on your life. I do not put cheap oil into sacred vessels. Your vessel had to be stretched and purified in the hot fire of adversity. You have to clearly understand the difference between my gentle voice and the harsh voice of the deceiver. When you hear a loud voice telling you that it is simply too late to start over, that is a lie. When you hear a cruel voice telling you that you missed your only chance at happiness, that is a lie. My truth says that I make all things brand new. My truth says that I can rapidly restore the years that the locusts have completely eaten. You look at the heavy financial debts piling up on the table. You look at the ongoing health struggles attacking your body. You look at the messy family dynamics that bring you to tears. The enemy heavily whispers that this terrifying chaos is your permanent identity. He wants you to own the pain as if it is your actual name. But your name is not depression. Your name is not clinical anxiety. Your name is not financial ruin. Your name is not divorce or failure or rejection. I am aggressively stripping those false labels off your chest tonight. I am taking away the heavy name tags that the cruel world forced you to wear. The intense pain you are experiencing is simply an event. It is a passing storm that will eventually run out of rain. It is absolutely not your permanent identity. I need you to completely reframe how you talk to yourself in the dark. Stop echoing the toxic lies of the enemy. Stop blindly agreeing with the very darkness that is actively trying to consume you. When the intense fear naturally rises up in your throat tonight, I want you to recognize it for what it truly is. It is just a desperate ghost from the past trying to steal the fragile peace of your present moment. It has no real spiritual authority over your future. I hold your future entirely in my capable hands. Now you understand why things had to happen the way they did in your past. But you also need to fully understand why you are hearing this specific message right now. You did not stumble upon this video by a random stroke of luck. The cold algorithm of the internet did not simply bring you here by chance. I deliberately brought you here. I orchestrated this exact encounter between your tired human heart and my eternal truth. I saw the exact moment you picked up your phone tonight in the dark. I knew exactly how unbelievably heavy your mind was going to be at this precise hour. and I purposefully positioned this exact message right in your digital path. You are exactly where you need to be in this very second. Do not ever question the perfect timing of this divine appointment. I am stepping into your quiet room right now because your heart is finally quiet enough to hear me. You have desperately tried everything else to find a sliver of peace. You tried to numb the sharp pain with temporary distractions. You tried to work yourself to the bone to avoid facing the silence. You tried to seek validation from broken people who could never truly give it to you. And now that all of those fragile human methods have completely failed you, you are finally empty enough to fully receive my divine healing. This is the absolute perfect time for you to hear this. Your devastating brokenness has created a massive, clear opening for my healing light to enter. I aligned the stars in the sky and the complicated events of your day just so you could hear me say these exact words tonight. I love you. I deeply see you. I am aggressively fighting for you. This very night is a massive turning point for your exhausted mind. I will not let you fall asleep while you are still wrapped in the heavy chains of deception. I will not allow the enemy to have the final cruel word over your long day. I am breaking the vicious cycle of overthinking right now. I am forcefully interrupting the familiar toxic pattern of midnight panic. You are hearing my calm voice because the heavenly realms are actively shifting on your behalf. Everything is perfectly aligned for your mental deliverance tonight. Every single painful step you took today was directly leading you to this beautiful moment of complete surrender. Take immense comfort in knowing that nothing about your complex life is random. Your deep pain is not a random accident. Your presence right here listening to my voice is not a random coincidence. I am the master architect of your entire beautiful existence, and I am telling you with absolute certainty that this dark season of immense suffering is about to serve a profound purpose. But there is something incredibly urgent you must know before you finally close your heavy eyes. There is a very specific spiritual reason why the mental attacks against you have been so unbelievably fierce lately. The enemy is fighting desperately against your mind tonight, and you need to know exactly why the attack is so severe right now. Listen to me very closely right now. There is a massive spiritual war happening around you tonight. You feel this heavy tension in the air. You feel an unexplainable anxiety making your chest tight. The enemy is attacking your mind with such unprecedented violence for one very specific reason. He is absolutely terrified of what I'm about to do in your life. He is not attacking you because you are weak. He is attacking you because you are standing on the very edge of a massive breakthrough. The darkness always fights the hardest right before the dawn finally breaks. The spiritual resistance you are feeling is direct proof of your imminent elevation. The enemy sees the beautiful future I have carefully designed for you. He sees the massive generational curses that you are about to permanently break. He sees the incredible healing that is actively forming inside your tired body. He knows that if you wake up tomorrow with renewed faith, you will be completely unstoppable. So he is trying to completely destroy your faith tonight while you are exhausted and alone. He is using his only available weapon against you. His only weapon is fear. He cannot actually touch your destiny. He cannot actually change the magnificent plans I have written for your life. He has zero authority to cancel the rich blessings I have already dispatched to you because he lacks real power. He uses loud distractions and terrifying illusions. He tries to create massive storms in your mind, so you will take your eyes off me. He wants you to focus entirely on the crashing waves instead of the God who commands the ocean. He sends those negative thoughts racing through your head at lightning speed. He desperately wants you to surrender your peace before you fall asleep. He wants you to believe that this current struggle will permanently destroy you. But I am aggressively exposing his pathetic tactics tonight. I am pulling back the heavy curtain so you can see the truth. The loud roaring you hear in your head is just the desperate noise of a completely defeated foe. The enemy is not roaring because he is strong. He is roaring because he knows his time to torment you is rapidly running out. He knows that his grip on your mind is slipping away in this exact moment. I see how he tries to use your own brilliant mind against you. He twists your logical thinking into an endless cycle of worst-case scenarios. He makes you replay every single awkward conversation. He makes you anticipate terrible disasters that will never actually happen. He wants you to be paralyzed by the fear of a tomorrow that I have already secured. Do not fall for his cruel deception tonight. Do not let him convince you that these dark and heavy thoughts belong to you. They are foreign invaders trying to trespass on sacred ground. Your mind is my sacred territory. I paid the ultimate price to completely redeem your thoughts and your peace. The enemy is aggressively trespassing, and I am stepping in to forcefully evict him from your mental space right now. I am issuing a severe warning out of my endless love for you. You must stop entertaining these toxic visitors in your mind. You must stop feeding the anxiety by agreeing with its lies. When the fear whispers that you are going to lose everything, do not nod your head in exhausted agreement. When the depression whispers that nobody would care if you disappeared, do not accept that demonic venom into your beautiful soul. You must actively fight back with the heavy truth I am giving you right now. You must recognize that this severe mental pressure is not a natural occurrence. It is a highly calculated spiritual distraction designed to steal your upcoming joy. The enemy wants you to be so consumed by worry that you miss the miracle standing right in front of you. He wants your hands to be so full of anxiety that you cannot receive the blessing I am holding out to you. I am warning you because I want you to be totally victorious. I am bringing this hidden war into the light so you can finally stop fighting yourself. You have spent so many nights blaming yourself for this mental chaos. You thought you were just fundamentally broken or naturally defective. You thought you were failing as a believer because you could not control your own anxious thoughts. But I am lifting that heavy burden of false guilt off your shoulders right now. You are simply a soldier caught in a heavy crossfire, and your commander has just arrived on the very front lines of your battlefield. I am stepping out of the shadows to become your absolute defense. I am moving powerfully between your weary body and the spiritual attacks of the enemy. You do not have to fight this invisible war by yourself anymore. You do not have to try and muscle your way to peace tonight. You just have to stand still behind my massive shield. I am actively placing a permanent hedge of divine protection around your mind. I am drawing a bloodline across the threshold of your bedroom door. I command every single spirit of heaviness to immediately leave your presence. I command the spirits of fear and crippling panic to let go of your chest right now. I command the loud voices of shame and condemnation to be permanently silenced. They have absolutely no legal right to torment my beloved child. I am breathing a warm and heavy peace into this very room. Can you feel the atmosphere slowly beginning to shift around you? Can you feel the suffocating tension starting to melt away from your tired muscles? That is my holy presence wrapping around you like a heavy, comforting blanket. I am actively shielding your vulnerable mind from the fiery arrows of the enemy. Every lie he shoots at you tonight will hit my shield and fall harmlessly to the ground. Every terrible scenario he tries to project into your imagination will be instantly erased by my brilliant light. I want you to boldly claim this impenetrable protection over your life right now. I want you to take a physical action to anchor this spiritual truth into your reality. Type, "God is my shield" in the comments below right now. Type it as a bold declaration to the heavenly realms and to the defeated enemy. Let those words be the powerful seal on the boundaries I am drawing around your mind tonight. When you write, "God is my shield," you are actively partnering with my divine protection. You are loudly declaring that your fragile mind is no longer an open playground for darkness. You are locking the doors of your imagination and handing the keys directly to me. I am actively guarding your peace as you lay there listening to my voice. I am setting angelic watchers at the four corners of your bed. Nothing harmful can cross this divine boundary without my explicit permission. And I do not give permission for the enemy to steal your sleep tonight. I am taking full control of your subconscious mind as you prepare to rest. I am going to wash your mind with pure living water while you sleep. I am going to actively repair the deep neurological pathways that chronic stress has violently damaged. I am going to heal the severe emotional burns that the enemy inflicted on you today. You are entirely safe in my mighty fortress. You can completely drop your defenses now. You can let out that long and heavy sigh you have been holding in all day long. The spiritual storm outside your window might still be raging loudly, but inside this sacred space we have built tonight, there is only absolute safety and profound quiet. I am your ultimate protector. I am your fiercely loyal defender. But I am not just going to protect you from the bad things tonight. I am actively preparing to bring you something incredibly beautiful tomorrow. I am going to reveal exactly what is waiting for you when the sun finally rises. There is a massive promise that I need to plant deep into your spirit before you close your eyes. The dark night is almost over. I want you to look past the heavy shadows in your bedroom right now. I want you to look toward the beautiful horizon of your life with a renewed sense of profound hope. The intense weeping has endured for a very long and painful night. I know you have cried until your eyes were completely dry. I know you have exhausted your soul trying to find a way out of the cold wilderness. But I am actively preparing a massive joy for your coming morning. The heavy burdens you are desperately crying over today, I am already completely resolving them in your tomorrow. You do not have to figure out the massive complexities of your future all by yourself. You do not need to carry the crushing weight of the world on your fragile shoulders anymore. While you are resting tonight, I am actively working behind the scenes of your complicated life. I am speaking to the hearts of people you have not even met yet. I am shifting the massive obstacles that have been blocking your rightful path. I am quietly opening the heavy iron doors that no human being could ever open for you. You have been staring at a massive brick wall and assuming it is a permanent dead end. But I am transforming that very wall into a wide and beautiful open highway. The severe financial anxiety that is gripping your throat right now will not be your permanent reality. I am not promising you a sudden windfall of meaningless earthly wealth. I am promising you something infinitely more valuable than gold. I am promising you a divine peace that completely surpasses all human understanding. I am giving you the deep wisdom to navigate every single financial storm. I am providing exactly what you need at the exact moment you truly need it. The broken relationships that have left you feeling so incredibly empty and betrayed, I am actively healing the deep emotional craters they left in your chest. I am carefully preparing a table of abundant grace for you, right in the presence of your enemies. Those who loudly doubted your potential will sit in absolute silence as they watch my favor elevate you. You have spent so many long years wandering through a dry and lonely desert. You thought I had completely forgotten your name in the barren wasteland. But the desert was never meant to be your permanent home. It was only a temporary passage to strip away your reliance on everything except my voice. And now the dry season is finally coming to a glorious end. I am commanding the gentle rain to fall on the dry ground of your weary soul. I am bringing fresh living water to the dead and broken places in your heart. The beautiful dreams you buried a long time ago are about to breathe again. The gentle hope you thought was permanently extinguished is about to catch fire. You are on the absolute brink of a massive spiritual breakthrough. Everything you have painfully endured is about to make perfect divine sense. The deep pain was never wasted. The lonely tears were never ignored. The silent suffering was quietly building a massive capacity inside of you. It was expanding your heart to hold my greatest and most profound blessings. I am asking you to simply trust me with the messy and chaotic details of tomorrow. I am asking you to trade your heavy midnight panic for my perfect and solid peace tonight. Because when the sun finally rises over your life, you are going to step into a completely new dimension of my unmerited favor. But before you can fully step into that beautiful new season, you must leave your old, heavy baggage behind in this dark room. You cannot carry the toxic identity of a broken victim into the palace of your royal destiny. You need to remember exactly who you are before you finally fall asleep tonight. You have let the cruel and unforgiving world define your identity for far too long. You have let the vicious whispers of the enemy dictate your fundamental worth. You have looked in the mirror and agreed with the terrible lies of your past. You have constantly measured your value by the people who decided to walk away from you. But I am violently shattering those distorted mirrors right now. I am restoring your true and magnificent identity in my holy light. Listen very closely to the eternal truth of who you really are. You are not your piling debts. You are not the terrible mistakes you made when you were hurting and confused. You are not the cruel words that angry people screamed at you in the heat of the moment. You are not the painful rejection you faced from those who could not see your true value. You are not your clinical depression. You are not your crippling anxiety. You are not your traumatic past. You are absolutely not a failure. I am the Lord your God, and I call you my beloved child. I call you completely chosen from the very foundation of the world. I call you totally forgiven and washed completely clean. I call you fiercely and unconditionally loved. Before I even formed you in the quiet darkness of your mother's womb, I knew you intimately. I specifically set you apart for a magnificent purpose that no one can ever steal from you. Your core identity is not tied to your earthly achievements or your bank account. Your identity is securely anchored in my finished and perfect work. You have walked boldly through the fire, and you did not burn. You have waded bravely through the deep floods, and you did not drown. That survival is the undeniable proof of your immense royal value. The enemy desperately wants you to feel like a worthless beggar, scavenging for crumbs of human affection. But you are a royal heir to the greatest eternal kingdom in the universe. You wear an invisible crown of divine favor that the darkness cannot ever tarnish. Your beautiful mind belongs exclusively to me. Your fragile human heart is securely held inside my own chest. Your entire complicated life is safely wrapped in my permanent and unbending grace. I want you to firmly anchor this massive truth into your tired soul right now. I want you to physically participate in this holy mental restoration tonight. Take a very deep and slow breath right now in the quiet of your room. Let the heavy air fill your tired lungs completely. Hold it for just a brief moment of absolute stillness. Now exhale deeply and intentionally release every single toxic label the world ever put on you. Repeat this absolute truth silently in your own mind right now. I belong to God. Say it again in the quiet and safe sanctuary of your heart. I belong to God. Let that powerful declaration echo loudly through the darkest corners of your mind. Let it violently push out every lingering shadow of doubt and terrible fear. You are mine, and I take perfect and aggressive care of what belongs to me. I do not abandon my precious children in the middle of the raging midnight storm. I do not leave my chosen ones to fight the vicious wolves all by themselves. I am standing fiercely over your bed tonight as your ultimate protector and your loving father. You are deeply cherished. You are profoundly wanted. You are completely safe in my presence. But to fully experience this perfect peace as your heavy eyes begin to close, there is one final and vital step you must take with me right now. There is one last heavy weapon you are still gripping tightly in your tired hands. Now it is finally time to lay down your heavy weapons. You have fought such a hard and noble battle today. You tried your absolute best to keep everything from falling apart. You exhausted every single ounce of your energy trying to survive the loud noise of the world. But your best is completely exhausted now. And that is perfectly okay. You are fully allowed to stop working so hard to survive. You do not have to be the strong one in this room tonight. I am inviting you into a deep and profound surrender. Let your tired muscles completely sink down into the soft mattress. Release the tight clenching in your jaw that you have held all day long. Let your stiff shoulders drop and finally relax. Unclench your tight hands right now. Open your empty palms and let them rest gently beside you. Opening your hands is a physical sign of your total surrender to my will. When your hands are tightly closed into angry fists, you cannot receive the beautiful and delicate gifts I am trying to hand you. You must open your hands to let the old pain flow out. You must open your hands to let my new peace flow in. Give me the heavy responsibility of fixing your complicated life. You have been gripping the steering wheel of your life so tightly that your knuckles are white. You are terrified that if you let go for even 1 second, everything you love will violently crash and burn. But you cannot drive through this dark and terrifying storm anymore. You are too exhausted to see the road clearly. It is time to completely let go of the wheel. Give me your desperate need to figure everything out before tomorrow morning. You do not need to solve tomorrow's complex problems tonight. Tomorrow has not even arrived yet. Leave tomorrow entirely in my capable and massive hands. Hand over your deep and heavy bitterness to me. Hand over the sharp resentment you feel toward those who deeply hurt you. Holding on to that toxic anger is like drinking terrible poison and expecting the enemy to suffer. Spit out the poison tonight. Give me your crippling fear of failing again. Give me your intense and suffocating anxiety about the unpaid bills and the broken promises. Place all of these incredibly heavy burdens directly into my open hands. They are far too heavy for your fragile human frame to carry. I built my divine shoulders wide enough to carry the weight of the entire universe. I can certainly carry the heavy weight of your current circumstances. Closing your tired eyes tonight is a profound act of bold faith. When you finally allow yourself to fall asleep, you are actively declaring that you trust me to keep the world spinning without your constant help. You are loudly declaring to the spiritual realm that God is fully awake, so you can finally rest. I will physically remain right here beside your bed while you sleep. I do not slumber, and I do not ever sleep. I will stand as a fierce and unwavering guardian over your vulnerable mind until the sun rises. You are completely covered by my permanent grace. No weapon formed against your mind tonight will ever prosper. But before you completely drift away into a deep and healing sleep, I have one small and beautiful mission for you. There is someone else out there in the dark tonight who is drowning in their own silent storm. The world is full of broken and exhausted people who believe they are entirely alone. They are staring at their own dark ceilings tonight, feeling like absolute failures. They are crying the exact same silent tears that you were crying just a few minutes ago. They desperately need to hear that their deep pain is incredibly valid. They need to know that their future is fiercely protected by a loving Father. I want you to be my messenger of peace tonight. If a specific name or a tired face is flashing across your mind right now, do not ignore that gentle and holy prompt. That is my Holy Spirit whispering directly to your heart. Be my hands and my voice in this digital space. Share this exact message of profound hope with them right now. Send this to them and simply tell them that God is thinking about them tonight. You have absolutely no idea how powerfully a simple message can alter the course of someone else's dark night by helping them find their gentle peace. You are actively multiplying the massive peace inside your own beautiful soul. You can be the exact miracle that someone else is desperately praying for right now. Now it is finally time to close your eyes. The fierce enemy has been completely silenced. The heavy chains of anxiety are entirely broken. This quiet room is a completely safe and holy sanctuary. Focus only on the slow and gentle rhythm of your own breathing now. Inhale deeply and pull my warm peace into your tired lungs. Exhale slowly and push out the very last drop of your lingering sorrow. Let the heavy and comforting silence wrap around you like a thick blanket. Do not force yourself to pray any more words tonight. I have already heard the deepest and most desperate cries of your heart. I have already dispatched my holy angels to answer your silent and weary pleas. The massive storm in your mind has officially passed. The violently crashing waves of panic have been commanded to be completely still. You are floating safely in the calm harbor of my eternal and unconditional love. Your anxious mind is completely washed clean by living water. Your exhausted spirit is fully recharged and brilliantly renewed. Close your heavy eyes with absolute and unwavering confidence. Tomorrow is a brand new canvas of unmerited grace and profound mercy. You do not have to be afraid of the morning anymore. Rest now, my beautiful and precious child. I am already standing safely in your tomorrow. Everything is going to be perfectly fine. Good night.